International Amateur Open steps to center stage on PB2X today. You can't spell scenario without the IAO. We'll crown the champions of the Rookie Clash and get a taste of a tactical target marker. It's paintball, it's extreme, it's paintball to extremes. Setting the bars and tone for PB2X. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. The second installment here of the 15th Annual International Amateur Open. We're gonna have a good time just like we did last week from outside of Pittsburgh. All kinds of fun. This is paintball at its purest, where the young and even not so young can showcase their abilities. There's everything here from a championship for the young guns on up to a scenario game. And this year, it's the Duke boys. The Duke boys from Hazard, they're bringing it up to Pittsburgh. We're gonna have that for you. All kinds of fun. Yeehaw! You gotta experience it, and experience it with me as my faithful sidekick, Jen Pierce.
You nailed it, James, when you said this event was going to showcase the up-and-comers. Today, we're going to concentrate our coverage on our favorite team in training, PBX Factory, and see how they do in the rookie category. And as always, we're going to give you a little bit of fun as we fire up our General Lee, well, our rental car, and go flying into Hazard for some crazy scenario games. And as usual, we'll have some quickie quizzes and all the regular stuff that we give you each week on PB2X. So James, who's on first?
Well, Jen, the IAO always serves as a summertime sneak peek of some of the new goodies hitting the market. And strolling around here today, I've seen a lot of new uniforms, markers, packs, balls, all kinds of good stuff that are definitely going to be on many a wish list when Shanty Claus comes to town this Christmas time. You betcha. But don't take my word for it. Just give me 60 seconds of your time and check out our 1-minute review.
I'm Tyler Tiberius with Tactical Air Guns, and this is the TAC Eagle. The feature that has everyone talking is this. The gun's magazine fed. Inside the magazine, you get 8-round capacity on one side and your 12-gram CO2 on the other. The 12 gram seals up against the valve and seals itself when you eject it from the gun so that you can do 4 full magazines off of one 12 gram. That's 32 rounds. The 8-round capacity, the pusher also locks at the bottom so that the balls are not under pressure at all when they're resting inside of your magazine holster. Let me show you how it works. You get 8 shots, just as fast as you can go, and all you have to reload is this. So if you're looking for realistic action, the TAC Eagle's the way to go.
Putting on the International Amateur Open for the last 15 years is a labor of love by Deborah Dion-Kriski, who is no stranger to paintball. Deborah, you were the very first female paintball player ever.
Well, yeah, it goes back a long ways, I think about 22 years. And I think Cornelia Wallace was actually the first woman that played maybe one game or shot the gun, but then I was the first one that played with any regularity.
So Deborah, tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the International Amateur Open.
Well, originally I was hired as the PR director for the founding company of this entire industry, which was the National Survival Game. And I started producing their international competitions. So I worked for them for a few years, and then I got married, and we decided that really there wasn't an amateur event nationally that was addressing that niche market. So I convinced my husband that we needed to do this, and I had the background. So in 1991, we started the first international amateur tournament. It's been a good run. It's been 15 years.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful 15 years. And we know those scenario games at the IAO can get a little crazy, so let's go see what kind of action we can find out there. The game this year had a Dukes of Hazzard theme, but we found one team, the Psycho Clown Posse, that is more crazy than Daisy.
We're the anti-team. Hopefully you can talk to anybody from here to California and they will say, those guys are sick, but they're a lot of fun. We believe in the roots of what the old school game used to be.
every time we go out, another person wants to join the team, but we have special little things you have to go through to get on.
Who doesn't want to join? Who doesn't want to be a clown? It's the way I want to play. It's to have fun, go out, you know, and just have a good time. That's what it's all about.
Out in the woods, the posse hardly blends in, but sticking out is really their purpose.
What we do, honestly, is we'll take out newbies, new kids, take them out, try to help them out, show them what it's all about, then we light them up.
So be on the lookout for some real bozos.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, but the IAO isn't just about tanks and clowns and all kinds of good stuff like this Vatomobile here. It's about some other stuff, like the PBX factory. When we'll come back, we'll check out those guys, see how they're doing, and we'll grill somebody in the line of fire. But right now, it's just me and my ride essay. We'll be back.
Paintball 2 Extremes is brought to you by Empire, innovation, dedication, domination. By Bob Long, creator of the legendary Intimidator and Defiant markers. And by Paintball 2 Extremes, covering the game.
Hey there, welcome back to Paintball 2 Extremes in this very historic event. 15 years, the 15th Annual International Amateur Open. We're having a good time today. And you may be wondering, how can I get to the IAO? Well, it's really easy. If you can get to Pittsburgh, you just go on 79 North and you keep going and you keep going and then you're gonna turn. Oh, you mean like a competition sense? Okay, well, I can handle that too. Well, first you try out and you get on a team, like we showed you with PBX Factory. You remember that? And then you get on that team and you train and you get better, like we showed you with PBX Factory. You remember that? And then you come to the IAO in 79 North, I told you that, and you turn and you get here and then you play, like we're going to show you right now with PBX Factory.
As our 3-week wonders got ready to play their first game, the tension was quite apparent.
You guys are my new family.
And following a brief pep talk and huddle, the IAO fantasy of PBX Factory became a reality. Throughout the prelims, PBX was HOT, winning all but one of their games. And what was most impressive was that in virtually every win, a different player stepped up to lead the way.
I'm just glad that I have the balance of the team, doesn't get rattled. I'm glad that they're all very cohesive, even under the most adverse conditions. They still pulled it out. So I love this team. I love this team. You know, this team's kicking it this tournament. You know, I feel real good with these guys. Been with them for a little bit, but feels like forever. So
great game, guys.
PBX.
Great game. Way to go.
Thanks, guys.
As the wins racked up, the team's attitude loosened up.
That's outside. I feel special now, yeah. All right, I need a hug.
You're the only one who's done that too.
Thank you.
Amazingly, the PBX Factory team, formed only 3 weeks earlier, managed to reach the final round, along with TPA, TNT, and Hyperactive.
Hopefully the luck carries through and hopefully God's on our side.
Later in the show, we'll see how the PBX Factory's Cinderella story plays out. One thing I noticed about the PBX Factory guys is they're like sponges. They soak up any amount of paintball knowledge they can get their hands on, just like most of you. The more you know, the more you want to learn. And so you ask questions. Questions lead to answers, and there you have this week's Riddle Me This.
My name is Alex, and I was wondering, how could you make the trigger go faster to shoot more paintballs in a second?
Alex, J.J. Brookshire from National Paintball Supply. Been playing paintball for 18 years. To develop trigger speed, you may start off with one finger, you'll eventually work to two, and then you learn to what we call butterfly kick the finger. By doing that, you're able to get a much faster rate of fire.
That is a nice hat, and that is too, but that one's a little hot, and that one keeps you cool. And we're staying cool here on the shuttle bus in the parking lot of the IAO, or the shuttle tractor, whatever you want to call it, but we're shuttling nonetheless. And you know, a lot of these young pups that are in competition here have been riding through the competition for some time now. And a lot of them have been featured already in pages of PB2X, the magazine. And look, in this month's issue, you may find some right now.
And not only is there extensive regional coverage in the December issue, but the Super 7 in San Diego and the scenario game here at the IAO get the complete treatment. So to be in the know, you gotta get your copy today.
All right, guys, give me an I.
I.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me an O.
O.
What's it spell?
I-O.
No, it's like, that's what it spells, but you know what letter I like the best is the A, because it stands for amateur. And it's like amateurs like this dude, the little dude against the world type of mentality, right? Huh? Yeah. Future big timers out there on the fields, and, well, future Olympians, if Chuck Hench has his way of the NPPL. You know that? Olympians, that sounds good, doesn't it? Give me an I-O! Check this out, In the Line of Fire with Chuck.
So Chuck, you're the president of NPPL.
That's right.
What do you think has been the most monumental turn in paintball that we've seen so far?
Well, I think when we changed the format to 7-player, that was a very exciting time for us.
Where do you see paintball going, say in 5 years, 10 years?
Well, I have a vision of paintball in high schools. We already see high school clubs. The college leagues are getting formed. So it's really becoming a mainstream sport in the sense that everybody's playing. Hopefully someday we can make it an Olympic sport, maybe 2012. Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, for a sport to go to the Olympics, I think that's the ultimate.
So what's your favorite TV show?
I don't watch a lot of TV, but I really enjoy the show ER, believe it or not.
ER.
Yeah, and I got an opportunity to meet the cast because they play paintball.
Do they?
Yeah, Noah Wiley and Mekhi Phifer, you know, they have a surgical strike team, so I had an opportunity to go on set.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I really enjoyed it.
If you had $1,000 right now, what would you do with it?
I think I'd get into a game of Texas Hold'em.
Nice. You play a lot of poker?
I just started playing poker, and I really like it, so we try to get a game going at all the events.
Are you any good?
Not really.
You're honest.
Yeah.
That's fun. Now, if you were not here, where would you be?
I would be on an island, surfing, checking the waves. So, yeah, the beach and the water, waves, it just intrigues me. I'm drawn to it.
Now, how old are you?
I am 27.
Okay.
No, I'm 38. 38. And in 2 years, we're going to form a seniors league so I can be a young senior at age 40.
Well, thank you, Jen Pierce. Always good to check in with Chuck Hench. Got high hopes for this big sport, and high hopes these two teams. They need a little bit of help here in the finals of the rookie division. Here at the IAO on the right is PBX Factory. On the left there in the yellow, you saw them. That's TNT. Dynamite, and we've got it going now.
You've seen this PBX team in a couple of the previous shows showing how they've grown, and now they're here playing in the finals to see if any of that practice and hard work will pay off, making it to the 50 on the break.
And fighting hard. We feel like proud papas here. We've watched them put it all together and trying to put together their first win here in the finals. They're 0-2 so far, but so is TNT. 0-2 as well in the finals, so two evenly matched teams, if you will. TNT in the yellow, PBX Factory in the red and black.
Looks like both teams have a guy at the 50 right now. Not sure that either one knows the other guy's there. Both of them trying to lock that lane up like I talked about before. Both of them looking the same way, don't want anyone to make that other snake. Looks like PBX makes a snake over here. The 50 guy didn't even see him move.
Well, PGP, you've been in that situation before, I'm sure. How can you tell?
Well, obviously the 50 guys looking the other way. You have to have someone in another bunker watching the other snake. So you have to try and lock down both angles. It looks like TNT locked up that left side snake over there, but paid no attention to the right side snake. PBX got into that right side snake. As soon as someone looked that way, they sent the 50 guy right through, bunkered their 50 guy. Now they have the advantage because they have the snake on the wire and they have the wider angles again.
And those angles are working right now. Another TNT player goes down as one picks up and reloads. Here we look over the shoulder. One of the boys from the Detroit area, where most of these PBX guys are from.
Looks like the PBX snake player might have took him one. Ref checking him really well. Calling him clean. Oh, but sticks his head up and takes one right in the head.
Ah, all for naught, and he'll head on back. And look at that from the other side of the field. Another guy in the red and black going back. So hurting right now are our boys, the PBX factory.
Yeah, PBX suffering multiple casualties here. It looks like the TNT back guys are doing a really good job of covering the move. Once they eliminated that snake guy, their back players have just been raining paint, taking a couple more casualties from PBX, and it looks like they might have the advantage again.
So back and forth we go. Here are the finals, the rookie finals, the IAO. Such a huge tournament every single year in Butler, PA, just outside of Steel City, Pittsburgh.
You see earlier in the match, both teams own the 50. The PBX guy ran through, cleared it out. PBX guy got the snake. Now TNT has cleared out the snake, and they've taken the 50 back. They have better ground and the back guys right now.
Communication so key as you hear the back guys from TNT. You see them moving those jaws, barking out orders, positions of the other team, trying to stay on the same page, trying to get their first win in the finals.
Yeah, I can't say enough about communication. That's the keyest factor in paintball, especially in a 7-man format.
Down goes one more PBX factory player.
TNT looking to push now. 50 guy making a move to the PBX side of the field. Gonna go get him. Oh, right in his grill.
Got him, and that'll do it. What a nice move. TNT, how about you? Big win in the finals. And they'll finish this one at 1-2. PBX Factory 0-3. But it's been so much fun to watch them. Hey, we've got more fun here in the rookie final. Stay right there.
Paintball 2 Extremes is brought to you by National Paintball Supply, #1 supplier to the #1 extreme sport. By Diablo, play with fire. And by Paintball 2 Extremes, covering the game. Welcome back to Paintball 2 Extremes here at the IAO. And if you remember watching about a year ago, we had one of our founding fathers, Charles Gaines, with us at the IAO. And a year later, we have another member of the Gaines family, and that would be his daughter, Greta. And Greta played for the very first time today. How'd it go?
I did. I wasn't in for very long, and I got beamed in the leg, and I almost started crying. No, I didn't. No, it was shocking. Everybody said collectively that until you're in the woods, you're not prepared for, there's something really primordial that happens with the adrenaline about being hunted. And that must be where the addiction comes in, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, the paintballers of today are a far cry of the original paintballers back in the day, like she said. But right now it's time to go check in with the final game in the rookie division.
All right, let's get hyperactive. What do you say? There in the gray on the left is hyperactive, 2-0 in the finals, going up against TPA, and that's not the Tampa International Airport either. That's some pretty good paintball players. Wearing the black, 2-0. We've got a great one here in the finals. James Bates and Paul PGP Bolenback taking it to you.
And this game's underway, the final game. Looks like they're sending two right up the center to the 50, TPA is. Trying to take some ground on the break. Again, cut those angles down. They're trying to keep them from taking that snake. But Hyperactive also sending their own player to the 50.
Oh, they've got the angles, and they've got each other right there, facing each other almost at that 50.
Doesn't look like the Hyperactive player knows that the TPA player is there. He's firing out wide of the angle. TPA player looking like he's going to go get him.
There on the other side, you see the shot. Two players for Hyperactive at the 50, one on each side of that bunker, and the reloading.
Oh, nice shot to the grill.
Give him an extra nipple there on his chest. Good job by TPA.
But you can see there's still, Hyperactive had two there, so there's still one on each side of the 50 right now.
The TPA player moves from one side of that 50 bunker over to the other and mirrored one more time now.
Again, it looks like the Hyperactive player is fighting and shooting wide out at the wire guy, which is what happened last time. And the TPA player saw his paint and heard his marker shooting out wide and just wrapped around and shot him right in the face. So if this guy's not careful, the same thing might happen to him. I don't think he realized, again, right in the back, didn't even realize he had a mirror. The TPA guy being very smart, listening for the marker, seeing which way his gun was shooting and watching the paint, just comes around the other side and takes him out.
Wow. Referee's trying to check that guy at the 50 as he moves up behind the tombstone, and he's gone. So a guy that did so much damage here to Hyperactive has been taken out, but still moving hard, and oh, maybe moving back a little bit now as 2 guys go down just like that for TPA.
TPA coming through with a hard push right up the center there, but the Hyperactive back guys doing a really great job. And once the TPA guys crossed the 50 and came into Hyperactive zone, their back guys took 2 of them out right away. So, but TPA still has great position with the snake.
I'll say they do. Pretty good position right there, right at the flag.
Flag in his hand. I'd have to say that's pretty good position.
Wow, how about you, TPA just sweeping through the competition in the finals, and he's getting his partner here to check him out. Not only are they good, but they're smart, and that's how you get there.
Yeah, absolutely. The guy was concerned. He might have had a hit in the head, wanted his player to check him. If you pull that flag and run down the field like he is and then hang it with a hit on you, there are severe penalties for that, 1-for-1s, and sometimes they even reverse the flag hang. So they want to be very thorough right now. You see their team checking him. You're not allowed to touch him to wipe the hits off or anything, but they want to make sure he's clean before he hangs that flag.
Well, they made extra sure, squeaky clean and happy as can be. Yeah!
Let the celebration begin.
That's what it's all about. Oh, not that. They're rookies. They need to work on that celebration. Jen got with them when they calmed down, though.
Mike, you guys are the rookie champions of the International Amateur Open. How does it feel to have gone undefeated all weekend?
Feels great, absolutely great. We couldn't have done it with the hard work and dedication of these guys. They busted their butt getting ready for this, and they stuck through this heat and just pulled through. They couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, almost quitting time for Paintball 2 Extremes. Time flies when you're shooting balls, right? Thank you, come back again. Oh, man, they at least should have put y'all come back now, you hear? It was the Dukes of Hazzard scenario after all. That and tons of tournament play. Man, did we ever have a good time on PB2X today. Hope you guys did anyway, because we sure had a blast bringing it to you. And next week, guess what? We're right back in the Keystone State of PA, bringing it to you once again, but this time it's PSP style, so don't miss it. For Jen Pierce and everybody here at PB2X, I'm James Bates. We'll see you then. Y'all come back now. Here.